Hey everybody! This video is another in a series about how to train for your first 5K. This particular video is about what should be included in your training as a whole. I mentioned in a shorter video previously that among the things you should include are a training plan that allows you to build your duration and stamina slowly. Most of the time that's going to look like a walk-run approach where, for example, in your first workout you would maybe walk for 1 minute, run for 1 minute times 10. That way you're ramping up slowly. As workouts get further down the line, you'll maybe still have that 1 minute of walking, but you'll have longer durations of running. That allows you to build stamina and duration slowly and gently. Also in that training plan, you're going to have alternating days of more intense movement and less intense movement. For example, the training plan that I use for Learn to Run Bend has 3 running workout days alternating with 3 gentle movement days, which might be something like walking or yoga. I also include 1 entire rest day in there. So first thing. Next thing is really thinking about your why for your run. Knowing what it is that motivates you to run is going to help you keep getting out the door even on the tough days. Ideally, when you answer that question for yourself, why do you want to run? Your answer is something upbeat that you literally want to run towards versus something that you're trying to avoid. So that might be something like wanting to set an example for your kids, wanting to have enough energy throughout the rest of the day from your workouts that work is a breeze. It might be wanting to be proud of yourself when you cross your first finish line. Something like that is going to motivate you way more than some negative messaging you have around needing to change your body size or shape. So that's motivation. A couple other things to make sure that you're including. You want to have some consideration around nutrition. You're adding in potentially a lot of movement. More movement means you need more calories to burn. I never recommend running as a means of controlling or losing weight. Ideally, you're doing this because you love to do it, and so you should be fueling yourself so that you can have a good time. You may also want to think about some flexibility or stretching. You could just do that at home on the floor. You could chat with a coach or someone who can tell you how to do that well. Or you could think about taking a gentle yoga class on one of your less intense movement days. I often recommend to beginner runners that they start thinking about taking some kind of strength class. This is a great recommendation for midlife women anyway, but it's particularly important for runners. Often we end up with like glute and hip and quad trouble, particularly as women. It's a little bit of a tough sell sometimes for beginner runners because you're already adding in so many behaviors, but it's just a good thing to kind of tuck into the back of your head. Let's see, a couple more things. Ideally, when you're training for your first 5K, you have some kind of workout partner. It might be a friend that you rope into running your first 5K together. It could also be that you join a training group so that you have lots of workout buddies. Or you could think about hiring a coach if you're the type of person who likes to work one-on-one. 2 more things. This is a biggie. Rewards. And not just the medal and the t-shirt that you might get at the finish line. Having rewards scattered throughout your training is going to make you a much happier and more motivated runner. And by that, I mean things like getting coffee after your workouts with friends. Maybe splurging on a little bit of new gear when you reach some particular moment in your training. Making sure that important people in your life are cheering you on. Maybe they show up at the end of your workout with a little poster with your name on it. Or you could even think about doing some great self-care in there, which might be getting a massage partway through your training. Finally, the last thing to include in your training as a first 5K runner is rest. You cannot work out every day, and it's not a good idea. It's often on the days that you're recovering, the in-between days, that your muscles are getting stronger and you're building stamina. So don't forget to include that. Don't think you're going to get better faster by eliminating rest days. Okay, if all of that sounds great to you, I encourage you to check out Learn to Run Bend. That's my all-women's training group, which happens to be training for an all-women's 5K, the Happy Girls 5K here in Bend, Oregon on May 11th. Learn to Run Bend starts on March 16th, which is just a few weeks away. Go to my website, ceilingunlimitedhealthcoaching.com to learn more. Thanks.